Check 1, 2. There we go. There we go. I think we got audio now. How about now? My lips are flapping, but no one can hear me. I did all that with no sound. There it is. There it is. We got audio. Imagine that. Good morning.
Stuff happens.
Should I start over? Should I end the feed?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. No, sorry for the technical difficulties. It happens.
Right?
We've been playing with new microphones, trying to get those so that you guys could actually hear me.
Man, all right. So let me get this started real quick. Yeah?
Yeah,
Good morning, everybody. I'm Wayne Campbell, and this is your morning drive with the driver's side. Real drivers, real talk. Whoa, boy. Remember, guys, we're sponsored by Trucker Tools, so please download that app. Tap that app. And let us know how that app's working for you. Again, I'm not here to defend myself. I will not defend myself. Things are being said. That's okay. There's a lot of things going on in this world. The platform speaks for itself. Go back and look at my history. Go back. If you feel that that's the case, then that's fine. That you shouldn't be here, then that's great. Or I shouldn't be here, well, then just move on. What I'm trying to say is the driver's side will not be part of anything that devalues or is immoral.
correct.
Period. I will not be attached to people that see things a certain way in today's world because I, for one, don't see color. I'm just going to say that. Period. Which is going to take us to today's topic, which is going to be about a post that's on the driver's side that's getting a lot of attention. So before we get to today's main topic, remember Trucker Tools, all that. We are getting ready to say goodbye to drivers, or say good morning to drivers, say goodbye to drivers. We're getting ready to see drivers a lot more, and I'm getting ready to meet a lot more drivers. It's time. It's here. It's happened.
It has.
Because I'm going to skip past the news because I want to put this before the news because I want everybody to hear what we have to say.
Right.
Okay. Look at you looking at me like that. So before we get to that.
And what just happened? What happened over the weekend?
That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah. What happened?
We bought an RV.
We did buy an RV. No, we didn't buy an RV. We bought
a home.
Yes.
We bought a home.
Ginormous, great.
It's time. We're out of here. We're out of here.
Yeah.
It's time to say goodbye to Vegas. Together.
It is.
Not just one of us.
Right.
So I'll get to your comments and hear stuff in a second, guys. Good morning, Charles. I see you. Thank you. Thank you for all this. I will say this. With everything that's going down with me, thank you. Thank you for standing by me. And thank you for the no love loss. Because, boy, we need each other more than ever right now.
That's true.
There's Shannon. Hi, Shannon. Shannon Crash. Shannon Crash cutting that grass. Hauling that ass.
I know. I hope she's been going through stuff.
I know. I hope her and her husband are happy. We pay attention. There's the witch.
Oh.
There's the witch.
Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl. Pollard. Love you. We'll go to you guys. But we did buy an RV guy. John R. Crawford. Good morning, sir. How are you? I think you're actually going to come up this morning, I want to say. And I hope it's okay. I think you made a comment on a post. There's a movie that we're going to talk about this morning. But before we get to that, and before we get to today's topic, we're going to talk about the RV. Charles Bundy actually helped me go over the RV this week in video chat.
Yes, and that was quite entertaining in of itself. Plus, the person that we were buying it from, he was actually pretty impressed and thought it was pretty cool that you were talking to somebody. Well, first he thought you were talking to yourself, and then he realized, he says, "Is he talking to one of the drivers?" And I said, "Yep, he's talking to one of the drivers. He's getting advice and finding out what he needs to be looking for. Specifically, as you were climbing up the ladder on top of the, is it called a roof?"
Yeah, it's the roof.
Right.
Yeah, it's called a roof. There's everything that has a top and you live in is most likely a roof.
Right. And then he helped us, remember, because we couldn't find out with the fridge. So Charles helped us figure out how to reset it.
Right. He did. Charles just did a lot for me via video chat.
Yeah.
And it helped.
Yeah. So I'm thinking Charles needs to be on speed dial at all times. So when I'm getting ready out in the middle of the boonies to cook dinner and the burners aren't working, and it's as simple as neither one of us know, and as simple as resetting something, he needs to be on speed dial to help us out so that I can cook dinner. Either that or make sure I have backup plans in the pantry that we can eat.
Well, and hopefully it's not a twin stick like Jake says. Hopefully it's not a twin stick. Okay, I'll need to set of trannies. Yeah, some Bruce Jenner trainees. Just saying. We won't go there. But yeah, no, I know. I did a twin stick. Oh, God. Anybody that owns a twin stick should be able to drive a twin stick. Just saying. I'm not going there. I know, but come on.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Good deal, Charles Bundy. Keith Becker says, thank you, Keith. It's true. We're out of here. It's done. It's a done deal. Keith wants us to go to Arizona.
And we will.
We'll stop through. Yeah, he was in my pocket, Charles. But the funny thing is, we'll probably want to go to Charles first. We'll head to Tennessee. It's time for me to shake that man's right hand.
Right.
Right, Lefty?
Oh, you're funny.
I love that guy. But he's got a lot. I mean, the dude's been here and has supported the driver's side from day one.
That's true.
And he has yet to leave my side. I love that. Keith Becker, all these guys.
Right.
They're my drivers. All right, let's go to some comments. Charles is laughing. Okay, we already read that one. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Shannon. Shannon's redoing her house.
Oh, good.
She's redoing her house, and I hope Nick's close by.
Well,
look, anybody that's a couple in trucking that's ever been in a truck together, hats off to you.
Okay, well here's my comment.
Here we go.
Here's my comment on that, and you said I hope Nick is close by on that. Oh, Nick.
Oh boy, what did I do to myself? I know where this is going.
Yeah, I hope Nick is close by if he knows what he's doing. Because if not, Shannon hire someone. It's going to be a lot cheaper. I'm just saying. We just
had to have some ceiling fans put in.
Really, ceiling fans? Let's talk about the first one about the water pipe out front that it took. How many people?
But hold on, I was on drugs back then.
It was still $700 to fix a water pipe when it would have cost me $200 to have a plumber just come out and do it. Oh no, I can fix it.
Well, those are the times. I mean, that was a few years ago. That's when I was not myself.
Correct.
All right.
I'm just saying. Are you a handyman?
Yes. No.
No, exactly. Correct. So it's better that if you're not a handyman, to just leave it alone and hire someone who is.
Right. That's true. Just saying. Oh boy. Let me go ahead and start a watch party. Remember, guys, like and share into your groups. It's not letting me start a watch party, but I'll share this over to my page. That's not. Oh, there it is. Watch party. There you go. So remember, like and share in your groups. So we're gonna go ahead. Start a watch party, but I'll share this over to my page. Where were we? Yeah, I'm not a handyman. I'm trying to ignore that conversation.
Okay, well, moving past.
Put it this way: when my wife asked me to hang up two pictures, or to hang up a picture, you better have a picture bigger than the one you gave me to cover the hole for the one I'm putting the wall.
Pretty much.
I got two left hands when it comes to having wrenches or hammers. My dog agrees. We love you too. Paying expensive lessons in the beginning is cheaper later in life. Jason Miller, I'm not sure what we're talking about there, but I definitely agree with that. But we're going to get to the topic here this morning. Jason, thanks for reaching out to me. Jason, I thought that was cool, and we're going to see what we can do. I'm going to be traveling, so well, matter of fact, I got a Peasterbilt shirt on, Peasterbilt Custom, so I'm getting to know a lot of people in the custom game, in the fabrication game, and customizing, and all that stuff, which is great. The wife is not going to be on the comments this morning. She actually got to go to work here in a minute.
Yeah, I have like 10 minutes or so.
Right. So. I need to jump into today's topic because I want to have her by my side when I continue to do, as we continue to do this, because I feel she benefits the show and she helps me be grounded, because it's not easy for me to sit in front of this camera. I'm not going to lie. I go through a lot personally. So, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm so difficult in the mornings, but it's hard to get on here. It is. I'm not going to lie. People think that you have to, it's having it together is one thing, but it's the scrutiny and everything else on the other side.
Right.
That, and you know what? I can't worry about what other people actually think.
Correct.
Period.
Correct.
But it's just me fighting with myself. I'm just
Oh, yeah.
I'm squirreling like a mug right now.
That is for sure. Let's get into it because we want to talk about this. And it is something important and serious with everything that's going on and all the protests that are continuing to happen and escalate. It's making it harder and harder for these drivers to get into these cities.
Right.
So,
and real quick, Paul Roberts, hello from Missouri, dispatching my truck this morning and checking you out. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. Hopefully we'll get in your area. I'm going to be in Missouri a lot. I have a funny feeling I'm going to be in Missouri a lot. But we are not going to let anything hold us back. This show is going on the road, and we are leaving in the next couple of weeks. Good morning, Terry. And there she is. There's Jenna Jones. Love the openness. People want real and raw. No one wants perfection. Well, I'll tell you this, Jenna. Perfection is a goal that no one will ever hit. Okay? It's progress for me, not perfection. And believe it or not, you're not even a truck driver. You're not even a driver, and you're in here. And when I see you, it makes me feel good because what you and your husband do. Thank you, Jonah. You help me, actually. So let's get into today's topic, okay? Let's just go right to it. And wait, before I go any further, Wendy Wilfong and Lisa Marie, thank you. They went to bat for me. I guess there was videos made about me being this and me being that, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I haven't even watched them, and I won't watch them because I'm not going to back. I'm not taking steps back. I'm going forward. Period, which takes me to today's post. Okay, let me head over to the driver's side page and let's get to today's topic. Today's topic is going to be, I know the wife actually wrote it out, but I want to get to the comments on it. So we're going to talk about this post that came in. I think it was, I want to say it's CDL Life.
It was CDL Life.
The CDL Life, but the New York Post has written about it. It's multiple outlets because I'm not big on outlets outside of what we actually know. Okay, news outlets that feed this fire or feed that fire. But what I do know about is truck drivers. And I know that there's things going on in America right now that are not okay. And making it unsafe for truck drivers. Right. Truck drivers say they will not deliver to cities with defunded police departments.
And I agree.
I have to agree with that. What kind of protection is there? Okay, so is it a defunding and dismantling? There's things flying around right now, and you have to look at the core of it. My wife looked into it. What did you find?
Well, the dismantling, like Minneapolis is talking about that their officials are 100% behind completely dismantling the Minneapolis Police Department, which means that in that particular city, there wouldn't be police at all. Now, the defunding, like what New York and LA are proposing to do, means that they'll take the funds that they would normally, they're going to cut staff, basically. They're going to cut staff. They're not going to be completely gone. But what they'll do is that money that's been appropriated for those staff members would go somewhere else, whether it's schooling or somewhere else. So it's just, they're taking away funds from the police department,
Correct.
Basically cutting back. And so even less during these times, even less police or no police at all is not good. Just like up in Washington right now. Seattle, Washington
Seattle's been taken over. Seattle's been taken
over. They have literally had to close down and board up their
police department.
Their east precinct over there because protesters have completely taken over as far as there. And they were protesting down onto the west precinct as well. And so deliveries need to happen. Stuff still happens. There's still businesses.
You have innocent people down there. You have people that are just living their lives and that actually don't know what's going on. There's actually people that don't know what's going on in Seattle. Nikki said it. Nikki, your coworker is from Seattle.
Right.
You have a bunch of Seattle people at the bar that you work at. She said it yesterday. She says a lot of them are in the dark. They don't even know what's going on in their area. She's having to let them know.
Right. Well, yeah, she's got a lot of family and friends that are in there, not necessarily because she didn't live in specifically Seattle.
Right, the regions of Washington.
Right. And so they don't necessarily, I guess it would be like us if something was happening in Winnemucca. and we're here in Las Vegas.
Why did you choose Winnemucca?
Well, because we don't really know what goes on in Winnemucca, right?
Right.
So if there was protesting going on, but still, the point of that is that there's drivers. The drivers are going, and they still go to Winnemucca, right? We may not know what's going on in Winnemucca, but drivers still have to deliver. There's still stores and stuff that has to go in. So we, as the population, may not be aware of how bad or extreme it is, but the drivers do, because they're the ones who have to go into it and are going through it and see it firsthand. So, and they need to be careful about going into these places.
Right. Okay, we're gonna go to the comments. You're right, honey. And like, everybody needs police to protect them, just like everybody needs good music to listen to. So check out Taylor Barker Unplugged. Good morning, Taylor. But you're right, honey. But see, I'm going to go to the comments here in a second. Okay, Keith is saying Phoenix City Council voted last week to defund the police and take $3 million from their funding to create a citizens oversight board to watch the police. Okay, boom. I'm glad he said that. We're going to go to your guys' comments on the post here in a second. I will go over that because, okay, that right there, the post alone, okay, let's look at the numbers because I can see a backside number. I can see exactly what's going on. 125 shares just from the driver's site, just from our page alone. It's been shared 125 times. 3,885 people organically reached. 255 other clicks, 24 comments, and 182 reactions. That's just on the driver's side. So this is catching a lot of heat. Okay, but I like what Keith Becker said. Before we go to the comments, before we get into all that and chew that up, we'll talk about what Keith said, because you said it last night. And what I'm hearing is the same thing like self-checkout at Walmart. You know, it started off, we have all this checkout, we got all this service for you. And then they started taking it away and making you do it yourself. They don't reduce the prices. And what I'm trying to say is, are we saying we're going to start self-policing? And we're going to police the police?
Yeah, that's what that means, is that you're going to have a group that oversees of what the police activity are. So who are these people?
What I want to say is so are we going to trust the crackheads or are we going to go with the thieves? Who's going to watch these people?
Well,
because here's the thing. I'm just going to ask this. How many people do people trust?
Well, and that's going to be the key to it. If they go that way, I mean, I don't know how many people they're planning on putting in place. I mean, Keith will be able to tell more. He's in that area and to tell us more, and we'll look into it as well of how they're going to do that. It can't be just anybody. I don't know how they're going to elect or hire for the job or what their background is in order for them to police the police.
Here's Taylor Barker, and he's in here this morning. It's good to see you, Taylor. Not to be an ass, but if they defund the police, they get what they deserve. Keith, now see, I want to agree with that completely, but then I think about people that actually don't know what's going on. The older generation, the elderly, all this. It's not just the simple fact is, okay, defund, I feel bad for you, you get what you deserve, which I want to say the same thing. But there's so many dynamics and so many people in there.
Right.
That we're just, I just want to know what's it going to take for this stuff to come to an end. When are we going to get back to being Americans? When are we going to get back to the core value of this country? And that's love. Period. Period.
I have mixed emotions on that thing as far as defunding and dismantling. I mean, what does that mean? Is that not promoting more crime? In my mind, if you don't have as many to monitor or to be there, isn't that kind of promoting the crime? I don't know. I mean, that's just my thought on that. I mean, if there's not as many and they can't respond as many and there's not as many to go out, then they're going to be overloaded. I mean, people still need the police regardless. These protesters that are out there, if they were hijacked, who do they call? The police. If they were robbed, who do they call? The police. If the cat gets stuck in the tree, who do they call? The police.
Well, it goes back to the FedEx driver. And God, my heart with all you drivers, all you truck drivers. It's sad because it's just like the FedEx driver and those people and that whole ordeal that went down. If you listen to that video and you go back and listen to it, you hear the person saying, "Call the police! Call the police!" You just burnt their building down. You just threw bricks at the fire department in their trucks, and then a tragedy happens, and that's when you want them to come to your side.
Right.
Let me go to some comments. Okay, Cindy Lee Pate. I want to say, is that Pate? Top. I'm terrible with names, guys. So she says, I don't blame them. Those cities go without food for a couple of months. They will change their time. Their time can't. They will change. There's times can't get food if no trucks deliver there. Too dangerous without law enforcement. And remember, guys, sorry about the reading, but sometimes we get run-alongs.
Right.
I'm just saying. It's no punctuation. I'm not saying it's you, Cindy. I get the same way. I post things and I send it and I don't even look at it. Mm-hmm. But what I think she's trying to say is you'll run out of food. And I think I have to agree with her. It'll be straight anarchy. If you start cutting these trucks out and these drivers stop delivering, it's a matter of days, not weeks. It's a matter of days, possibly hours, till anarchy starts. With the way things are going and looting and these trucks and these shelves are only stocked for a few days. Everything's warehoused and it's trucked in.
Right.
So I don't think people really realize what these drivers are. And it blows me away that we've got away from loving the unsung hero of the country to this within a matter of a month. Literally. These men and women were put on pedestals delivering through the COVID-19.
Right. Well, do you want me to tell you my theory on that?
Yeah,
why?
Go ahead.
Because the shelves are stocked pretty much right now. So they're not thinking about when it all first happened. Remember, those shelves were bare, right? And so everyone was panicking about the food and trying to get whatever food at that time. Now the shelves are pretty much stocked. There's some stuff that's missing, but pretty much, I'm going to say 95% of it is stocked. So they can go to their store after they're done protesting for the day, doing their thing, and they don't have to worry about the food not being there. So their focus is not on that. They're back in themselves of what they're in their life again and not thinking about how that cereal or that food or whatever got on those shelves anymore again because it's stocked again.
It's the ungratefulness.
Right.
The lack of appreciation, the unappreciative.
They're wrapped in their little world, in their little bubble, and not thinking about anything else other than that. They're not thinking that how the drivers are going to get past or what possibly happens to them, and what risk it puts them at when they are out there, when they're blocking these highways, when they're blocking. And then they want to know where the hell their Amazon, where their product is. Well, I don't know. Maybe it came out of the place in Atlanta where you guys blocked off 8 lanes of highway.
Well, and it blows me away.
I don't know. Why don't you check on that? It's probably stuck there.
Yeah,
so if
right?
you guys move the off the highways and get out of the way, it might come. And if you guys stop robbing everything and taking everything out of there, it might come. You might have that cereal, but they're not there right now because the stocks are kind of shelved. They're stocked right now. Period. So there isn't that demand, that urgency, that scare is not there for them right now.
Well, like somebody said in the comments, no toilet paper, no peace.
Pretty much. So that's all we have to do again is stop delivering the toilet paper.
Stop the toilet paper again. One more time. Short them. They'll go back to thinking of that.
Right.
And then John R. Crawford, who's in here, he commented, that's not good. Okay, you got Mike Beachman. They did it to themselves. I don't blame them at all. From Susie. Like Robert Santiago says, no toilet paper, no peace. But Rocky Smith Long says, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't go to a city with no protection from police.
And I get that. You can't blame someone for saying that.
You can't.
Okay, so if one of our stops right now was to go into Minneapolis, I'd be a little hesitant on it right now. Not only of going right into the main hub of it, or even Atlanta, in the hub, and if there's no police around for any kind of protection, or any kind of emergency, not even with the rioters, and there's no one there, what happens?
Well, I know Robert. I'm not going to say your last name because this will go to podcasting eventually. But he put it out there, and this is why I carry a gun in my truck, in the truck. And if they do away with the cops, I will not haul into the city.
Right.
Shannon, somebody I highly respect in this industry, and I care about. I actually care about this girl. I love her posts. I love her uniqueness. Is what I'll say about her. I carry even in my truck. My safety is first. I have kids to take care of. It was dangerous before, but now worse.
Correct.
I don't think that people realize how much, that trucking is the most dangerous job, period. Right. You have other jobs, high lines, all that. But the variables of death that go into, and the risk of death that go into trucking, I didn't even say variables, but the risk in a whole, it's the most dangerous job in the world. Period. Playing all that goes takes the back row on that one. Shout out to Wendy.
Right, and it's difficult enough, even
Period.
before all this, with now having to worry if they're going to be looted and what they should do in those circumstances, so that they're the ones who aren't being charged, that they get in trouble. It's just not even worth it. I mean, and that's the bottom line. If you know that you're supposed to deliver into an area that is very high risk and stuff right now, I don't know. You'd have to consider, as far as telling your dispatcher or whomever, or your own decision if you're owner operator, of whether that risk is worth it or not.
So Robert says, so if this means I shoot one of these clowns, there's no cops to come out and get them or me. Kind of sounds like a wild, wild west. And if that's what they want, then that's what they can have. I'm kind of glad Robert said that, because I'm going to go back. And this is part of history. Okay. And we are making history right now. But we're making history. It's multiple cities, opposed to just one, like with Rodney King. Okay, we've had riots in the streets. I lived through this with the abuse of cops, all that.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is there won't be no cops. He's right. It will be like the Wild Wild West. Because if you go back, and there's plenty of footage, and this is what scares me, and this is what drivers need to know. Go back to Reginald Denny. If you do not know who that is, please look into him. He's the truck driver that stopped at a red light in LA during the Rodney King riots, and they drug him literally out of that truck. Just drug him out. He was just trying to do his job. And they drug him out, and they beat him so bad with a brick, and they showed it on camera. But what I'm trying to say is, listen to exactly what the news announcer said from the helicopter. He says, they are beating him, and the police are not going to go in and help him. We've been here. Drivers need to be careful. Period. Right. They hold the key to everything. To everything. Everything. Right. From that pretty little iPhone that little brat wants for his birthday, to that bowl of cereal, to that medication for that elderly. Everything.
Right. And if they need to refuse it in order to stay safe, then that's what they need to do. If they need to refuse a load in these cities, what? No,
so he said that he got out on his own. He didn't actually. I watched it 1,000 times.
Then that's what they need to do, regardless of that or not. If they are feeling that they're going into a city that's putting their lives in jeopardy or their situation, then don't. No load is worth your life. It's not. There's already so many other circumstances in general that go on, just that make the job itself difficult enough, let alone having to put yourself into this where it's going to put yourself in harm's way. That's just my opinion. And with that, you're going to have to close by yourself, because I'm down to my last 4 weeks, baby. And today's Friday. And I got to go get ready.
Yeah, you're right. We're over 3 minutes. I love you.
I love you. Bye, everyone. I'll see you in the morning.
But you know what, Jay? Thank you, Jay. But regardless, like you said, but still, the dynamics of the video doesn't matter. Seriously, what happened to Reginald was just completely wrong. What happened to Rodney King was wrong. What happened to George Floyd was wrong. Everything that's happening right is wrong. I worry about the drivers. I worry about the truck industry because, like I said, you guys are key. You hold the keys to everything, not just your truck. It's in that wagon. Life depends on truckers, period. And, you know, Paul Garthol Jr. said, do your job or hand in your CDL when it comes to delivering to these cities. And Anita Tony said, Paul Garworth, you do it. Put your life on the line for people who don't give a crap. His response was, I do it every day. I understand what you're trying to say, Paul, and I get that, but you don't do it every day in an environment like this. It's not every day we have people marching the streets saying defund the police or cops killing people or what the things that are going on today. Period. So that statement is, I feel, completely wrong. What you do every day is risk your life and deliver the goods for America. And you take risk every day with the stupidity of people, four-wheelers, this and that. But you don't go out every day into riots. You don't go out every day into so-called virus. Okay. So that is far from an everyday thing. Like Shannon said, Wild Wild West, baby. Lock, load, and be aware of your surroundings. Giddy. But somebody made a comment. Here it is. Robert, we got enough crap to worry about on a day-to-day basis without having to worry about this crap. Agree. 100%. I don't know where this is going. What I want to know is what it's going to take for this to stop. Me personally, I feel that the government has let it go too far. Okay, I remember back to the Rodney Kings. Bush was in office. He set the National Guard in pretty fast. I saw people with AR-15s, AK-47s, company owners on top of their roofs. But that came to an end pretty fast. I know there's been another man shot over the weekend in a Wendy's drive-thru. I'm not here to talk about that. What I'm here to today is to say, drivers, be careful. Realize what you're up against. I'm not worried about anything else in my life but what's going on with you guys. Technically, we are hitting the road. We're coming out, to meet all you guys, as many as possible. I don't know who this Robert Green is, but I like him. My job is to make it home safe to my wife and kids and to my grandkids. Driving a truck is what I do. I make what I do, so I make it back home. I don't know who you are, Robert, but I love the dog, and I love the way you see things, and I love the way you value things. At the end of the day, truck drivers are everything to us, and if people are not going to realize that, stop delivering. If it's unsafe, stop delivering. But let it be known. Do it for the right reasons, and make sure you have a leg to stand on. I'm tired of drivers being criticized over things. Nobody understands unless you've been in that seat what it takes to be in that seat. Every driver's side is different, even mine. But the one thing that I know is you're everything to me, and I'll never forget it. Be careful, guys. In today's world, a truck driver never knows what he or she is driving into every day. The riots we have now somewhat ahead of time. We know somewhat ahead of time. We know the hot spots. Getting stabbed or shot for the $20 in your pocket is completely unexpected. John Grosner, appreciate that. To each and every one of you, thank you. Thank you so much. I know what you mean to me. Don't always believe what you see or hear. Make sure you look into it yourself. Don't depend on anybody else for information. You are the heartbeat of America. You should be treated like the heartbeat of America. Always keep that shiny side up and rubber side down. And we'll see you tomorrow. And make money in the trucking industry. Keep that left door closed. Sorry, guys. Got to go.